Welcome to another TCG deck list. Today I'm showing you guys my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck list. Blue Eyes White Dragon is definitely one of the most badass cards. I love Kaiba for his Blue Eyes speciality, and matter of fact, he's definitely one of my favorite characters from the anime. Definitely inspired from Kaiba himself, I've built my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh deck list I've ever built. So far I'm not 100% sure if it's standard legal. I don't really play Yu-Gi-Oh competitively. All my decks are pretty much just to have fun. So this powerhouse of a deck is so much fun and very hard to stop if it gets going. It's entirely Blue Eyes White Dragon cards. Let's get started off. First off, I'm going to start off with my spell cards. I've got Chaos Form. This is to summon my Ritual monster. I've also got Advanced Ritual Art, same thing, just to summon my Ritual monster. Next up, I've got Lightning Vortex. I've got 3 copies of Lightning Vortex, and discard 1 card from my hand, destroy all face-up monsters my opponent controls on the field. It's awesome. Next up, I've got the Melody of Awakening Dragon. I have 3 copies of these. Next up, I've got a Foolish Burial. Next up, it's Dragon Shine. Basically, I get to send 1 Dragon-type monster to the graveyard. If it's a Dragon normal-type monster, I get to send another Dragon to the graveyard. Since I'm sending all these Since I'm sending all these monsters to the graveyard, I have Soul Charge. Basically, I get to special summon any monster I want from the graveyard. Any number I do this, though, I take 1,000 life points. So basically, I have a bunch of Blue Eyes White Dragons in the graveyard, and then I just special summon them until I'm almost dead. I have like just barely any life points left, and then I can't attack this turn. I have to wait 1 turn, but, you know, I could get potentially 4 or 5 Blue Eyes White Dragons basically for free. Next up is Return of the Dragon Lords. I'm running 3 copies. Basically, I get to target 1 level 7 or 8 Dragon-type monster and a Blue Eyes. I get to special summon it. Basically, if it gets destroyed, I just get to banish this card from the graveyard instead. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Next up, I've got Swords of Revealing Light. You guys know what this does. I've got 2 copies of Trade-In. Discard 1 level 8 monster, draw 2 cards, you know, just in case I'm a little clogged up. And I've got Polymerization. I have all these Blue Eyes running around, you know, I've got to be able to fuse them together. Alright, starting off next are my monsters. First off, I'm going to start off with my Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Basically, I can special summon this card if I have a Blue Eyes. All I have to do is show off that I have a Blue Eyes in my hand, and I can just special summon it for free. I'm running 3 copies of those. Next up, I'm running the monster himself, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Running 3 different copies. Next up, the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Basically, once I finally do get my badass Blue Eyes out on the field, I can upgrade him by ritualing. Next up, I've got Manju of the 10,000 Hands. I'm running 2 copies. He just basically helps me get my ritual performed. He can search out either the monster itself or my ritual spell card. Next up, I'm running 2 copies of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Basically, I can special summon this card by banishing a dragon monster that I control. I can special summon any Blue Eyes monster from my hand once per turn. Next up, I've just got a non-tribute dragon right here, 2,000. He hits really hard. Okay, here's the start of my tuners. I'll explain what a tuner is a little bit later. Priestess with the Eyes of Blue. Basically, what my priestesses and my maidens do, they just help me get Blue Eyes out on the field. I'm running 1 priestess, and I'm running 3 maidens. Next to my tuners, I'm running 2 copies of White Stone of Ancients. Basically, if this thing gets sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from my deck. And then, you know, here's the White Stone of Legend. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 Blue Eyes monster from the deck to my hand. It's awesome. This deck is so much fun, you guys. Alright, last I've got my little side deck. They're mostly just synchro monsters. And as I was saying earlier about the tuner thing, basically you have to sacrifice 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. So just for you know, here's my tuner. Sacrifice a tuner and a normal monster. You add up the amount of stars, so that would just be a 5 cost, and then it has to equal the amount of stars for your synchro monster. And then you can just special summon your synchro monster. If that doesn't make any sense, you can just look up some videos about that. It's a little confusing. Black Rose Dragon. I've got, basically I can summon her and just explode everything, destroy literally every single thing. It's a huge bomb. or I could leave it on the field and use it for its abilities. Stardust Dragon, really fun card. Basically, you know, I can tank a huge hit from something, hopefully kill it, and then I get destroyed. But at the end of that turn, it just comes back to the field. It's awesome. I've got the Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. I've got the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Basically, those last two are, you know, if I just want to I just want to upgrade my Blue Eyes White Dragon. And obviously, since I have my polymerization, here's my Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I have a Japanese version of the card. And then here's the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It's so ridiculous, you guys. This deck is so fun to play. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace out.